Hello everyone, welcome to LearnZilla. Today we are looking at the topic of smart math. So this is not a standalone topic like your percentages, profit loss or any other topic in logical reasoning or data interpretation. So this is like a beginning or the basic foundation for you to do the calculations involved in various topics in aptitude, data interpretation and logical reasoning in a faster way. So exam preparation is both conceptual understanding and accuracy and speed. So this module helps you to gain that accuracy and that speed when it comes to doing these calculations for various topics. So here what we'll be doing is we'll be discussing various techniques that will help you to do the calculations faster and save time instead of going with the traditional approaches and wasting some time in problem solving. Instead of focusing on the main solution to the problem, if you are stuck up in doing these calculations and spending a lot of time here, every time wasted on these calculations is directly impacting your score. So for you to be better prepared, let us learn some techniques, let us learn some skills on how you can do this in a faster way so that your main focus is on problem solving instead of support activities like this. So here in this module, what we'll be doing is you will be learning these techniques and the approach that we'll suggest here. So there are variety of techniques that we'll be learning here, and each of the technique and the approach that we'll follow is every problem, the way in which you solve it in a traditional way, and then the same problem will be solved using the technique that you learn here. So you will find out and understand how time is being saved by learning these tips and tricks, and in the end helping you to boost your scores. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. So two things or rules that you have to remember while doing this smart math techniques is avoid writing things on paper in the traditional way. So let's say what do I mean when I say this? Suppose if I have to do a small multiplication, 24 into 36. So we'll be learning multiple approaches on how we can solve these problems here. But when I say to avoid writing it on paper and solving them in traditional approaches, I mean to say that when you're actually doing this multiplication, you have a general habit of writing 24 and 36 like this. 6 4s is 24, 6 2 is 12 plus 2 is 14, 3 4 is 12, 7, 4, 6, 8. So this is how you generally do it. But here, as you go on and as you practice, the way in which you have been used to doing things in the past, so there should be some change in that so that it will help you in incorporating or it will help you in developing these techniques as part of your practice. So this is the first rule or guideline that I'll ask you to follow and try to perform these calculations in the mind. So when I say that, I don't mean to say that you find out 24 multiplied by 36 in the mind and write the answer. In the technique, in the way or in the approach that the techniques that you're going to learn, so you have to think about these problems by fitting it to one of the techniques which suits this. So that is what I mean when I say that try performing the calculations in mind. And then get comfortable with numbers that you don't deal with frequently. So let's say you are not very comfortable with multiplying numbers involving 7 or maybe 13, 17 or 19. So these are not very commonly or not very comfortably used numbers. If that is the case with you, then better get prepared with these, because there can be often times where you get calculations involving these numbers. So these are the two general tips or guidelines that I would give you before we start on this module and learn all the different techniques here. So now, before we go, let me give you a brief of how this particular module is structured. So firstly, you will learn tricks in multiplication. So here multiplication techniques are divided into two segments. So one is your special cases and one is your generic cases. So what do I mean by a special case and what do I mean by a generic case? So special cases are one where you are basically talking about some pattern. So if you observe that the numbers follow some pattern, so then you classify them as a special case kind of a calculation. Again, if there is no observable pattern that you see in the question, that can be classified into the generic module. So when I say pattern. So anyways, each of these techniques will be discussed at length in the respective module. But before we go there, I'll just give you a heads up. So let's talk about a special case where I'm telling that multiplication is of the type a plus b into a minus b. So when I say this, let's say if I am trying to multiply 16 with 24, so I can do a generic multiplication of a 2 by 2, or I can go with a framework where I find that this fits into some particular case that we are learning here. So it seems like this is 20 minus 4 and 20 plus 4. So this is kind of a pattern that I am observing in these two numbers. So that what I can do is, when I am actually trying to calculate this multiplication, instead of going with the traditional approach or a 2 by 2 generic approach, I can directly write this as 20 square minus 4 square. So this is just the way in which you can understand what a pattern means. So anyways, we'll be covering all these at length, so you don't have to worry at all. So firstly, just to give you a sense of what pattern means, so this is how it looks like. So now let us first learn this, and before we go there are a few things or basics that I want you to learn and understand and by heart before you start with this. Firstly, squares of numbers from 1 to 30. So if you can remember it from 1 to 50, that's well and good, but at least squares of numbers from 1 to 30 is something that you should have on your fingertips. So these are till, I think everyone will be comfortable till 15, because these are mostly used and frequently come across. And better you put some emphasis and learn squares of these numbers. What it will do is it will just help you in your speed, because in the end you have 1 minute of time to solve a question, of which let's say 30-35 seconds goes in conceptually understanding the question and trying to figure out what is required, and 20-25 seconds goes into calculation part. And the more you optimize this 20 seconds, and every 10 seconds saved on 6 questions is giving you time to solve 1 extra question in the exam. So that is a very important thing to note, and that is where all these techniques, tips, and this entire module comes in handy. So this is you to very strongly learn and by heart, and even before you go to the next video or the next section of this, try to ensure that you have all the squares till 1 to 30 on your fingertips and then proceed.